Hey guys, it's Cyrus of Chaos. I'm here with Dan Kellner, and today we're going to be watching the 2019 semifinal from Anaheim between Alessio Foconi and Tomasso Marini. And in the past, we've mostly done bouts that are pretty close so that we can see how the tactics evolve between two people. But today we're going to watch a bout between these two that is not very close so that we can kind of see how one fencer takes control of another one.
Hi, as Andrew said, I'm Dan Kellner, and I remember watching this bout live. I really thought that Foconi would win pretty easily, and I was obviously surprised by the result, but can't wait to go through it again with you.
I think we all thought that watching this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you'll see somebody who has made a semifinal by upsetting a really good fencer and then just gets crushed by the person that they find there.
Well, what was it? 2 years ago, it was Rossatelli.
Yes, a different Italian, exactly.
He upset Garozzo early on and then ended up getting killed by race in the semifinal.
Yeah, and actually Marini beat Garozzo as well in this tournament.
Yeah.
And that happened again this year in, was it Torino? Where no, it wasn't Torino. Where Macialis beat Waleran Roger.
Because Roger beat Mepstead.
Yes.
He beat,
and then it was 15-2 in that bout. So I think, like you were saying, we were watching when this bout started. We kind of expected it to go like that, but it very much did not.
Nope.
So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get started.
And it's funny, Marini, really tall righty. I remember him. I think he's around the same age as Sam. I think he's the same age as Sam Molis, and he is really taken off in both junior and senior career, doing very well.
Yeah, this was his first medal in seniors. He's made a couple top eights since then.
Yeah, the Italians are very, very conservative. I think he is ranked higher than Avila in both the world and I think definitely the Italian rankings, possibly the world rankings. Not sure on that, but the Italians are too conservative right now. Are not going to switch Avila out of the team.
Yeah, that makes sense. The time you may have heard of Tomasso Marini, for anyone who's watching, is his insane bout with Nick Itkin, where Nick was down 12-2 and won the bout 15-14, right?
And also Marini was second to Nick Itkin at Junior World Championships as well. I mean, I remember a few years ago, Sam Molis fenced him in the semifinal of a Junior World Cup, and Sam beat him 15-2.
Oh my God!
To make the final, he is almost pulled an Italian Nick Itkin, almost not quite, but
yeah, he's
definitely somebody to watch in the next quad.
Yeah, when he's fencing well, it's pretty amazing, and he kind of reminds me of a spider the way he moves around.
For sure. Was definitely going to mention that.
And you can see, his limbs right there, how long everything is.
He's all limbs.
Like, look at his lemay. I think his lemay is smaller than Foconi, despite the fact that he's like 6 inches taller than him.
Yeah, yep.
So, yeah, that's definitely going to play a factor.
So here we go. And right off the line, let's meet in the middle, see what happens, and it's Marini's touch. Foconi a little more patient this time. Pushing. He's trying to find his distance. And I think even now with that off target, you can see Foconi doesn't even really react. I don't really think he is really ready for how long Marini is.
Yeah.
Again, he stops his feet too early, and it's kind of just lucky that Marini can't get the point on target there. There, Marini is coming forward. It's kind of funny. We know who the winner of the bout's going to be, but there Marini is coming forward. He gets a little too close with his point back, and Foconi is just able to lunge in preparation and get him. Nice touch. Foconi with the line. The para post is no. And the remise is good, which seems like a staple touch for Marini. Like, he looks like his back is just there, but so many people have missed it. And Foconi kind of blaming his foil. Can't believe it didn't go off.
That's a kind of a common thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And there is a classic Alessio Foconi counterattack, showing like he's going to go back, and then stepping into it. Here we go.
Yeah,
Boom.
the footwork that set that up was really good.
Yeah.
Right there, you see like a little check backwards, and
That's what makes counterattacking so unpredictable. If you can just kind of get your opponent believing you're going to go the other direction, you're going to be very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Off target.
Another Italian who's really good at that is Avila, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And there we've got the double. I think they're going to give him the touch. I can't hear the referee. I can't hear the halt, but it looks like pair of post no and then a remise over the head.
Yeah. Foconi is so good at infighting.
Yeah, he's amazing. His hand is unbelievable. Foconi pushing. All right. And there, that's actually you can see by the body language that was a remise by Foconi, and Marini is just annoyed he didn't get his point on there. Foconi pushing again, and a pair of posts. Foconi's attack is definitely deadly, but I think he actually uses his attack more to set up his second intention in using a remise or a pair of posts.
Mm. I just want to go back because I didn't want to miss that while you were talking.
So here we've got Foconi on the attack. But you see, it's short, and it's almost short on purpose. But I think he got surprised by how long Marini's off-target repost was.
Yes, and I think that situation is really important because during this bout, he's never quite able. It doesn't look like he's ever really comfortable with the distance that Tomasso has.
Can you go back to that counterattack for a second?
Sure.
Sorry, because we didn't get. This is a really interesting one too, because there's the long one. Foconi knows. I don't want to be at that distance where he can get his arm extended. So here, he's crushing it, right? You see Marini's in his lunge, but his arm is back. That's where Foconi wants to be.
Mm.
Right? He wants to be inside those big levers, inside those big limbs.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, he is successful at it. He's up 4-2.
Yeah, it looks pretty standard so far from him.
Yeah. He's not really looking to attack. It's more about the attack remise or the attack on the para post. They're really measuring distance here. And again, okay, but that's still good for Foconi because Marini can't get his arm extended. Foconi is neutralizing Marini's greatest weapon, which is his length right now.
Mm.
And I think they were going to call Foconi wants them to call Marini stopping and him taking over. And let's see.
From that,
I still think they're going to call it attack.
Yeah. From that, it looked like attack off target to me.
They're still keeping it. Foconi pushing. Okay, there you can see. Go back to that. Is that actually a pair of post, or is he just making Foconi fall short as well?
I think it's mostly just distance.
I think I can't hear the video, so I don't. But that is Marini finding his distance. If we pause there for a second, that is the perfect what he's looking for. We just showed, okay, he had his arm extended and he hit off target with the repost, but that was his distance. And then Foconi's able to crush the distance. Marini can't get his arm extended. And now Marini's finding that distance where he can get his arm extended and hit with that repost. And if he can do that, that's how he starts to control this bout.
Yeah. He's definitely, because he's tall and he has the option to use his length more than Foconi can, being slightly farther away is going to definitely favor him in this bout than being closer.
Yeah.
So let's watch that one more time. Just the end of it.
Yeah, look at that. It's just... And Foconi's like, why did I go there?
Yeah. Foconi has also been doing these creeping attacks more in this bout. He hasn't really...
Go back to that again.
Yep.
This is very, very not Foconi. It looks like Foconi, but it's not. And the reason why it's not is because Foconi really likes to use those attacks where he's where he's turning it over and he turns it over to the flank and he doesn't always hit, but that's the touch he uses to measure distance on all his other attacks, and he's not doing it here. He's not turning it over and going to the flank. He's just going right to 4. And I think it's a problem for him. And I'm going to go back to saying he's not always looking to set up his attack to attack. It's attacking for a second intention, but he needs to get that twist, that up and under going to the flank to really measure the distance to make his real attacks and set up all the rest of his actions.
And when you say turning it over, you mean a coupe or like almost a saber feint cut?
No, but I call it turning it over, up and under. But you can't see my arm, but it's like it's almost like he's going to, like his arm is like at 45 degrees to the outside, like he's gonna flip to the opposite shoulder, but then his tip dies down, and he ends up hitting you either on the flank or inside your elbow.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen his like signature underflick. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that kind of twisting underflick. Garrick does it really well too.
Mm-hmm.
But he uses that as a false attack, as a measuring of distance to either set up his real attack, his remises, his parry post, and he's not doing that here.
Yeah, I see what you mean. He hasn't tried to do that specific action once the whole bout so far.
Yep.
All right, let's take it back just a tiny bit.
And Marini's attack is off target. Alessio Foconi making these little steps. Now Marini's taking over again. Foconi misses the flick.
There's the back flick you were saying. That's harder to hit than it looks.
Yeah, and Marini's close. His back is straight, but it's arched. Foconi misses it, and then Marini's point is just right there for the second one. Like Foconi's going the same way around twice. He's taking the long way to get around, and Marini's going just bink right there. And again, there's parry post from Marini's off target. I think he's starting to feel his distance and feel Foconi's time now. Again, folks, you can see that was the touch. That was the counterattack
that Foconi got earlier.
But this time the distance is a little bigger, and Marini can drop his head, and here it comes. Ooh. And now Marini's found his distance, and you can see he's hitting at the moment of greatest extension. Play that if you can play that.
Yeah, I went
parry post. Yep.
Yeah, went back a little too far.
It's okay. Go. I love those touches. They're so simple, but they're so hard.
Yeah, that's almost like it's like a distance check.
It's perfect distance, perfect coordination that your opponent can't react to it. Right, by the time they see where you're going, they're already hit.
It's too late. Yeah.
As they really talk about your arm being separated from your leg. And again, even there, you've got Marini. He's basically done the same thing twice in a row, and he's so long when he makes that lunge. Even if he falls short, he's way out of distance.
Yeah.
Foconi can't get near him, so he can try it again.
Wow.
There,
yep.
He's so far away. I know Foconi's only supposed to speed up when he's like touching or way out of distance. So he thought he was way out of distance, so it was safe for him to speed up to draw out the counterattack. But Marini is just so long, he gets nailed with it.
Yeah. So would you try to be on the blade more when you're attacking somebody like that?
Yeah, you want to be on the blade just to be able to kind of feel your distance. And then once you're on the blade, then you can come off of it just to see what happens. But, like, you can really try and defeat the counterattack if you're on the blade. But you really got to know why you're beating the blade, because if you're not ready, then they're just going to use one of those false beats just to counterattack, and you're not going to be ready. And while I was talking, let's rewind that again.
Yeah. That was like the execution test lunge that we were just talking about.
Yeah, there it is again. Just attack. Just he's got his distance now. He looks like he's so far away, and Foconi just can't get Can't get near him.
So I really like the way that this works from just like a biomechanics standpoint. Like Marini is leaning forward at the exact moment that he lunges. So he's getting so much extra length off of what's
Yeah.
already quite a long lunge.
And the thing is, you can see it there in the replay. If you show it from the side again, you'll see his front heel rolling off the ground, which is something you'd never want to teach people because you're going to hurt your knee and it keeps you from recovering backwards. You're falling forward when you should be recovering backwards, but he's figured out how to counterattack off that and arc his back in such a way that he just doesn't get hit most of the time. But biomechanically at the end, you don't want to teach anybody that. You're just going to hurt yourself. Oh, and he got through there. That was actually Marini's remise. He missed the first one. Alessio Foconi misses the repost and just Marini keeps his arm out and just Foconi runs onto it.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of grazed over the shoulder too.
And I feel like now what Marini has figured out is that if he's ready for Foconi to crush the distance, if he doesn't extend his arm, he's fine. When the distance is big, he extends his arm. When the distance is small, he just lets Foconi do the work for him. Because that's two touches in tight he's gotten. Whereas before, those are the ones he wasn't getting.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, mix that in with the 3 long touches, and you're up by 5.
Yeah, that kind of happened pretty quickly. It was 4-4 a couple seconds ago.
And
Jeez.
now it's 10-4. And you know what the thing is? I think the problem on Foconi is I say this a lot. He's just looking to hit the person. He's just looking to touch. He's going forward to attack, and he's going backwards to parry. And right now, there's just no deception in his game. And Marini knows that. He says, okay, you're going to parry. I'm going to hold my arm back until I get the right distance, and boom.
And just
when
extend
your hand
and
goes
hit
to
you.
the wrong place, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
Foconi's not using his false attacks. He's not using that in and out defense that he uses to like pepper Garozzo with counterattacks like he did at Euro Champs.
Yep.
Like it's all one dimensional, and now he's just trying to bully him. And guess what? It didn't work off target.
Yeah, that was something new at least.
It was something new, but can you pause it for a second?
Sure.
Like this is one of those things. Like it's something new at least, but he's too good a fencer to make that drastic a change and get punished for it. He's got to know he's number 1 in the world. He gets his touches by doing this. And this is kind of like an example of like even number 1 in the world gets frustrated sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
Like it looked cool. It looked like it was a change, but that was just a complete like frustration. I don't know what to do. Touch. Let's just like throw spaghetti on the wall and see if it sticks. You know what I mean? Whereas like if he starts to rock him back and forth, because one of the things the Italians say, if things aren't going well, just move around and try and get into the rhythm of the bout. And it's good advice for anybody, and just Foconi's not doing it right now.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like it was too big a departure from his game.
Yeah. All right, we got Marini pushing again. Foconi trying to find his defense. And again, he knows that Foconi needs a step to warm up his attack. And as soon as Foconi takes that step,
He gets
Marini's
counterattacked.
peppering him with the counterattack.
Yeah.
And I guess they're called, do it again. I guess that's just basically Foconi's coming at the blade at the same time that Marini is, and they're going to call an attack. Or they're, oh no, it's first repost from Marini is no. Let's see. Yeah, they're just first repost from Marini is no. I don't think they're going to challenge it, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And I think they're going to get Marini's attack. He just got under Foconi's time there.
Yeah.
That's the
Ooh.
first time all bout Foconi's turned it over underneath his elbow, and guess what? He gets the touch. But guess what? It's 11-6. Why? That's your bread and butter touch. That's your bread and butter measuring stick to get your touches.
So did Foconi parry that, or did it just like the counterattack just missed there?
What do you mean?
Because Marini, I thought, had a good time for counterattack right there, and it just missed.
He did, but the distance was he didn't commit to it. I think he got caught flat-footed, and he's not able to really commit. Look, you know what I mean? It's not like that big one step back and close it out like he did before. Got them both coming off the line. And again,
that back flick is not working.
Flick, and this time Marini not getting it. And I think it looks like the referee's calling halt for core. We talked about last time. They're not going to call halt unless something happens. But he's saying he hit before. All right. If the referee says he said halt, let's see. I don't really see any core there.
I didn't either.
There's no covering. There's no that should have been a touch. That should not have been a halt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Referee pulled the trigger a little too early.
Yeah, it happens. And once you say halt, it's over.
Yeah,
so.
It's over.
Someone told me once it's always better to say halt too late than it is to say it too soon.
For sure.
Because you can add a retroactive halt in later if you need to, but you can't take back a halt once you've said it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
For sure.
So.
And we were talking about that, and again, Marini's got his distance.
Yeah.
Got his tip low. Punishes Foconi again. Foconi's just not in and out here. He's doing the same. Boom. It's almost like Marini knows his defensive pattern and is just waiting for what comes next.
Yeah.
Just nailing him on it. So I'm sure he's seen it at a bunch of training camps.
So what I'm noticing as a saber fencer is that he's kind of getting Foconi on the step back after he jumps in.
Let's see. Yep, he jumps in. Well, that time, so I think you're close. I think he jumps in, jumps out. Now he jumps in, doesn't go back, and then he gets it. You know what I mean? Foconi stayed in the distance a moment too long. Like the first one was like, okay, I jump in, jump out. I didn't get what I want. This one I jump in. Oh, I forgot to jump out, and I get nailed.
Wow.
And then Foconi coming forward too fast, arm back. He's usually great. Can you replay that again?
Yeah, I was hoping to see the side replay of that because that was not a great angle.
But it looks like Foconi is just not doing a great job reading off the line the way he normally does it. He's usually much better at reading off the line. This just looks like he's kind of panicking.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it happens to the best of them. All right, 13-6. Yep, and Foconi retakes the way. And I press pause for a second. Like, this is also almost classic Foconi in the sense that he sometimes gets himself in a hole. And a lot of times he can dig himself out of the hole. He has dug himself
This is a deep hole.
Big holes.
Yeah.
But it's not a great way to live, and it bites you in the ass, and you end up losing a bout every once in a while that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think this is one of them. And again, attack, para, post, no, and new attack from Foconi. So we got 8-13. And you just got to hope you're up enough that you can withstand the deluge, because you know there's probably a few touches coming. Usually it happens a little earlier than this. Again, now Foconi, he's not just going direct, he's stuttering, he's moving his hand around. Marini's got hit on the flank or under the elbow, so he's a little worried about when the tip turns over.
Yeah, I saw him go for the 8 parry there.
Right, and
or
now
not 8. Yeah.
Foconi can go back to 4 or back to the inside.
And that's a strong weapon that we kind of take for granted in Saber, that you have access to both sides of the target. But that's not a thing that everyone can easily do in foil.
No, in foil, it's to get somebody to make. I had a really hard time making a disengage to a lefty's high 6 until very late in my career. But the way I compensated for that was to be very good about hitting the flank in a few different ways. And so it kind of offset the two. But as creative as you are, if your attack only goes to 4 and your opponent knows it, you're going to be in big trouble. You got to be able to hit them somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And now we're just going to go to the next period. So.
Yep. All right. Again, probably a little disappointing for both the reigning world champion at this point, world number 1, and very exciting for the young up-and-comer.
Yeah.
But, and I don't even think his coach was there at him. I don't think Filippo Romagnoli came to this tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember him being there. And you can see, because usually Filippo's like kind of up talking. They have a very close relationship.
Well, are they allowed to coach if it's 2 Italians, or?
Oh, there's that too. I totally forgot. Oh, oops. I've done this sport before. But for some reason, I feel like his coach wasn't there this time. But maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah, that may also be true. Yeah.
No,
So
why wouldn't he be there? It's men's and women's. I'm just misremembering.
Yeah. So they're both left to their own devices as to what they should be thinking about. But
oops. All right, so you got second period, 13-8?
13-8, yeah. And Foconi started to get it a little bit at the end of that period.
Sometimes the period break comes at the worst time, just as you figure out your role.
Right, exactly. And now Marini has a chance to switch it up a little bit.
Rest and regroup, yep. And Foconi at this point can only afford one more mistake.
Yes, not a whole lot of room for error anymore.
Yeah. There's a good attack, different rhythm. He's threatening different targets. He's got Marini off balance. He's got what he wants. He's going to see if he can replicate that. This time, Marini a little more aggressive off the line. Doesn't want to get pushed because that's how he got hit.
Yeah.
Pushing Foconi now. And Marini had an idea of where Foconi was going to counterattack. He just couldn't get his tip on.
I like here, this defense is a little different from the earlier ones because here I think he realizes he's too close and kind of backs off a bit.
Yeah. The other thing I have a tendency to call the distance between the 2 meter line and your on guard line the dead zone. You don't want to counterattack there usually, and you don't want to stop your attack short. You want to push the opponent into the 2 meter box and cut off their options. And that's basically what Marini did. He just didn't get it on. And you've got Foconi not counterattacking too early to keep the action alive. And it's a remise. You can see there, Foconi he's imploring his foil, please make the light go off. But you can really see there, he steps in way too fast. His arm is not ready. This is not really typical of him. If you watch, it's just a leg first lunge trying to drop the point in late, and it's just way too late. Marini's asking to wipe the sweat out of his eyes.
Or just fix his beautiful hair.
Yeah, man does have beautiful hair. Foconi with a false attack, moving back now on defense.
Oh, that is dangerous.
But again, it's another short arm parallel post going right to the closed out target. I really don't think he knows where to hit right now. He's been closing. Parallel post off target. Everything Foconi's been doing has been without the right of way for the last few actions. Again, that was a remise.
Yep. Ooh. And this is trouble.
Yep. There it is. He's got his distance. He hits an attack. So if you pause this for a second, go back a little bit. You can really tell something's wrong here, that the distance is wrong, because Foconi's making these falses with his body, with his tip, trying to get Marini to stop, and Marini's just not stopping, right? That's got to tell you your distance is off and things are not going well, and you got to change something out, break the distance, go in harder. right? But where you are, you're in this middle distance where, like, you're not staying there to threaten him enough, so he knows those are falses, so he can just not close his eyes, but he can just walk through them.
Yeah.
They're just not
It's
threatening
not
enough, and
threatening.
that's what.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, Foconi was not threatening enough on defense in this bout, and he was way too linear on offense. There was just not a lot of deception in anything he was doing, and he just kind of it caught up to him, and he paid the price for it.
Yeah, I think the rhythm of the defense there was a little too predictable.
Yeah.
It was a great finish.
Yeah. And there are some real nice touches against world number one here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't whiny at all, which was nice.
Yes. It was like the ref wasn't even there for the most part.
Yeah, yeah.